Have you ever wondered how the very first words were spoken? In a world where communication shapes our every interaction, the mystery of how language began is both fascinating and elusive. Did early humans mimic the sounds of nature, or was it the spark of divine intervention? Perhaps it was the need to cooperate for survival that led us to develop the intricate languages we use today. Join me as we dive into the theories and unravel the origins of one of humanity's greatest achievements, language. The divine source theory posits that language is a gift bestowed upon humans by a divine or supernatural being, rather than something that evolved naturally over time. This theory is rooted in various religious and mythological traditions around the world. For example, in the Judeo-Christian tradition, the book of Genesis describes how God gave Adam the power to name the animals, implying that language was granted by God and did not originate from human invention or evolution. Similarly, in Hindu mythology, the god Brahma is believed to have given humans the sacred language of Sanskrit, which is seen as a divine gift. Advocates of the divine source theory argue that language is too complex and unique to have been developed through natural processes alone. They see language as an intrinsic part of human nature, given by a higher power to enable communication, thought, and the expression of ideas. This theory also underscores the idea that language serves a higher purpose, connecting humans not only with each other, but also with the divine. While this theory is more theological than scientific, it has been influential in shaping cultural understandings of language throughout history. However, it lacks empirical evidence and is largely based on faith and religious doctrine, making it less accepted in modern linguistic and anthropological studies compared to other theories that rely on observable and testable phenomena. The natural sound theory, often referred to as the Bow Wow theory, posits that language originated from humans imitating the natural sounds they heard in their environment. According to this theory, early humans would have encountered a world filled with diverse sounds, such as animal cries, the rustling of leaves, the crashing of waves, or the crackling of fire. By mimicking these sounds, they began to form the earliest words or vocal expressions. For instance, the sound of a dog barking might have led to a word resembling bow wow, while the sound of a bird might have resulted in a word like tweet. Over time, these imitations became more consistent and widely understood within early human groups. As the need for communication grew more complex, these sound-based expressions evolved into more structured forms of language. The theory suggests that the emotional or functional significance of these sounds, such as a growl indicating danger, or a soothing sound indicating safety, might have also influenced their use in communication. Although the Bow Wow theory provides an interesting perspective on the possible origins of language, it has limitations. Critics argue that it does not fully account for the complexity of language structure and grammar that developed later, nor does it explain how abstract concepts and ideas that have no direct sound correlation, like love or justice, were eventually expressed in language. Nonetheless, it remains a compelling idea in the study of language evolution, highlighting the deep connection between humans and the natural world in the early stages of communication. The social interaction theory, often referred to as the yo-he-ho theory, posits that language evolved from the necessity of cooperation and social bonding among early humans. According to this theory, the roots of language can be traced back to communal activities where coordinated efforts were essential for survival, such as hunting, gathering, and building shelters. During these activities, early humans likely used vocalizations to synchronize their actions, signaling when to pull a rope, lift a heavy object, or start a group task. These vocal sounds, initially simple and possibly rhythmic, were crucial for enhancing group cohesion and ensuring successful collaboration. Over time, these cooperative vocalizations might have become more structured and complex as human societies grew and their social interactions became more varied. The need to express different emotions, intentions, and instructions could have driven the development of a broader range of sounds and vocal patterns. As social structures became more intricate, so too did the communication systems, eventually evolving into the first rudimentary forms of language. The social interaction theory emphasizes the role of communal living and the interdependence of individuals within a group as the driving force behind the emergence of language. It suggests that language is fundamentally a social tool, born out of the necessity to work together and build strong, cohesive communities. The gesture theory posits that language originated from physical gestures before evolving into spoken language. According to this theory, early humans likely used gestures and body movements as a primary means of communication, particularly in situations where verbal communication was impractical or impossible. For instance, in a noisy environment, or when coordinating a group activity like hunting, gestures would have been an effective way to convey meaning without the need for sound. These gestures might have been simple at first, such as pointing to indicate direction or mimicking an action to suggest a task, but over time, they would have grown more complex as humans developed a need to express more abstract ideas. As the human brain evolved, it became capable of understanding and producing more sophisticated communication systems. The transition from gestures to spoken language may have been gradual, with gestures being supplemented by vocalizations. These vocalizations, initially simple sounds associated with specific gestures, could have evolved into structured words and sentences, as early humans began to associate certain sounds with specific meanings. Over generations, the reliance on vocal communication likely increased, as it allowed for communication over greater distances, and without the need for direct visual contact. Eventually, spoken language may have supplanted gestures as the dominant form of communication, though even today, gestures remain an integral part of human interaction, reinforcing the connection between our physical movements and the spoken word. The brain development theory posits that the emergence of language is closely tied to the evolutionary advancements in the human brain. As early hominins evolved, their brains became larger and more complex, particularly in regions associated with cognitive functions such as memory, problem-solving, and social interaction. This increase in brain capacity is believed to have provided the neural foundation necessary for the development of language. Key areas of the brain, such as Broca's area and Wernicke's area, which are crucial for speech production and comprehension, respectively, likely played a significant role in this process. As these regions became more specialized, early humans gained the ability to produce a wider range of sounds and to associate specific sounds with objects, actions, and abstract concepts. Over time, these sounds would have become more structured, giving rise to the first rudimentary languages. The brain development theory also suggests that language was not only a product of biological evolution, but also a driver of further cognitive development. As language became more complex, it allowed early humans to communicate more effectively, share knowledge, and collaborate on complex tasks. This, in turn, may have spurred further brain development, creating a feedback loop where advances in language and cognition reinforced each other, ultimately leading to the sophisticated languages we use today. The continuity hypothesis suggests that human language did not emerge suddenly, or as a result of a unique event, but rather evolved gradually from the communication systems of our primate ancestors. According to this theory, the basic components of language, such as vocalizations, gestures, and social signals, were already present in the communication systems of early hominids and even some modern primates. Over time, these systems became more complex as early humans developed greater cognitive abilities and social structures. One of the key ideas of the continuity hypothesis is that language evolved in small, incremental steps. Early hominids might have used simple vocalizations or gestures to convey basic needs or emotions, similar to how modern primates use calls to signal danger or to establish social bonds. As the brain evolved, particularly the areas associated with memory, learning, and social interaction, these communication methods became more sophisticated. The gradual increase in brain size and complexity allowed early humans to create more nuanced and varied sounds, eventually leading to the development of syntax, grammar, and abstract concepts. Supporters of the continuity hypothesis argue that the similarities between human language and primate communication systems provide evidence for this gradual evolution. For example, certain vocalizations and gestures observed in chimpanzees and bonobos, our closest living relatives, are seen as precursors to the elements of human speech. Additionally, the social nature of early human communities likely played a crucial role in this development, as communication would have been essential for cooperation in hunting, gathering, and social bonding. This hypothesis contrasts with the discontinuity theories, which suggest that language emerged rapidly and uniquely in humans, with no direct precursors in animal communication systems. The journey of language is far from over. From its mysterious beginnings to the thousands of languages spoken today, the evolution of human communication continues to shape our world in ways we can barely comprehend. As we explore the origins of language, we gain not only insights into our past, but also a deeper understanding of what makes us uniquely human. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going, because language is, after all, the bridge that connects us all.